What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to the $10,000 EIDL grant Senators Schumer and McConnell. It is Thursday, September the 3rd, 2020. Please do me a huge favor. Give this video a thumbs up, hashtag EIDL with all your comments below. Copy and paste the title of this video in your description and share this video all over Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter with hashtag EIDL so we can do the retweets. And if you're new to this channel, please make sure you subscribe right now and hit that bell. Ladies and gentlemen, before we address the Honorables, Senators Schumer and McConnell, let me set the table. On April the 1st, as CEO of a company called Remote Sales that I incorporated about 18 months ago, I applied for the SBA's EIDL program with the intention of getting the loan as well as the $10,000 grant, which is also known as the cash advance. A few weeks later, on the 22nd of April, the SBA pulled my credit through Experian and funded me, surprise, $1,000 per employee, which is a clear violation of the original CARES Act, which did call for up to $10,000 of cash advance, regardless of size. Despite over 30 phone calls and emails later, I finally got funded, of which I do appreciate, the EIDL loan on May the 26th of this year. But once I saw the Senate hearing on June the 10th, where Ms Carranza not only ducked questions, but in my opinion, brazenly violated the law, and to this day, she still refuses, despite having $140 billion of unspent EIDL loan money, she refuses to move the cap of $150,000 back to $2 million where it belongs. That pissed me off. So I created a list of where I email every senator, every congressman and woman, every governor, every radio and TV station, over 1,100 strong, a copy of all my videos. And since then, thanks to you and almost 40,000 subscribers who support this channel, we've gone viral. Many of our videos have been seen more than 100,000 times. And my objective today, as it has been for 5 months, revolves around one thing. Regardless of race, color, creed, or political persuasion, I want to get every small business owner, sole proprietor, and independent contractor with a legitimate side hustle the $10,000 of cash advance that you were promised, as well as a loan if you qualify, up to $2 million. And the good news is on July the 20th of this year, Senators Jackie Rosen, a Democrat of Nevada, and John Cornyn, a Republican of Texas, entered into the Senate the EIDL for Small Business Act, known as S.4227, of which has more than 10 senators supporting, including my own here in Georgia, Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue. And then on August the 5th, one of the sponsors of that bill, John Cornyn, got 11 senators, 7 Republicans and 4 Democrats, to sign a letter that was sent to the Senate Committee for Small Business, chairman by Marco Rubio, and second in command, someone I affectionately call Big Ben Cardin, asking them for what is in the bill. And that is $80 billion for the grant and another $100 billion for the EIDL loan. And then, of course, as I mentioned in my last video, we saw one of my senators from where I grew up in New York, Chuck Schumer, on August 21st, in a small town known as Peru, calling for exactly what is in S.4227. And that is $80 billion for the grant. Mind you, it took us almost 5 months to get through $20 billion. So we now have a request for 4 times the size, which would mean that every single one of you that's stuck in the queue, almost 7 million strong, will get your full $10,000 cash advance or the balance thereof without applying, once again, without submitting any documentation additionally required, regardless of size. And if you've been declined for bad credit or you just don't want the loan, according to S.4227, you still get your $10,000 cash advance in full. Which brings me today to Senators Chuck Schumer of New York and Mitch McConnell of Kentucky. Gentlemen, I appreciate you and your staff hearing me out over the next couple of minutes. As I'm doing this video, Once again, it's September the 3rd. The Dow Jones Industrials is down almost 1,000 points. We have given back over 2 weeks of gains in less than 2 hours, and I spent half of my adult career managing money on Wall Street. I know exactly what's been going on over the last few months. The same thing happened in 2009, where the Fed injected trillions of dollars, lowered interest rates to zero to only reinflate the bubble one more time as this country continues to go almost $25 trillion in debt. But if you look under the hood, Senators Schumer and McConnell, at the news that was out today, over 850,000 of our fellow Americans, once again, applied for additional unemployment benefits. And if you look really hard at the facts, the real unemployment rate is close to 20%, not the 12 or 13 that the book cookers continue to spout in Washington, D.C. Gentlemen, I have encouraged you and your staff, along with over 1,000 in this country, to just look in the comments. Thousands and thousands, almost 40,000 strong, single moms, trying to survive in my state of Georgia, for example, on $300 a week on unemployment. How is a mother of 4 or 5 kids, now that you've taken away the additional $600 in benefit, and you still can't come to an agreement for all 50 states, how is she to survive? Or the retired or disabled veterans in this country, thank you very much, who have served our country, willing to give their lives in defense of our fellow man and woman, going to survive, let alone rebuild their small business, when for the last 5 months, I know thousands of sole proprietors who all they've gotten is a few $100s a week of unemployment and $1,000 of rationed EIDL cash advance. And here you guys are, leaders of your own 2 parties, as dysfunctional as I've ever seen in my 50 years on this planet. Most families by now would have come together, made sacrifice, said, listen, we've got up to 30 million small business owners, a third of which are about this close to going bankrupt before the election takes place on November the 3rd. And who do you guys think they're going to hold responsible? It's not going to be down party lines. They're going to walk into that booth, or when they send in that ballot, and they're going to say, you know what? Democrat, independent, or Republican, I am holding my congressmen and women and my senators solely responsible, because it's both sides that deserve the blame. We sit here with almost 20% of our people without a job, the rest trying to survive on $300 a week. And this mortgage moratorium, I've got a personal bank myself who told us in the beginning that they were going to tack on whatever you didn't pay in the last 6 months to the end of the mortgage. But no, now we're finding out that you've got to start paying back up to $20,000, $30,000 in addition to your payments when you start resumption here in September and October. What kind of bullshit is that? I'm asking you to, out of total respect to your service to this country over the last many decades, for once in my life, in an election year, to come together, to do what's right, to help those single moms, those disabled and retired veterans, those aspiring entrepreneurs, of which I am one, who risked everything last year to serve and build this country. And we have collectively been effing demolished through no fault of our own. And you guys sit and squabble and backstab and continue to ignore the reality of what is. And what is that we have millions, maybe even 10 million small business owners, sole proprietors, and independent side hustles, including the gig workers and the Uber and Lyft drivers, who are gasping for air, who are begging for help. So I'm asking you right here, right now, regardless of whether you pass S.4227 or you just put in, as you, Senator Schumer, asked for, $80 billion for the grant, another $100 billion for the loan. And make sure that whether it's through an official bill or an executive order or both, that Ms Carranza, who was appointed by President Trump in January, follows the law to the T. And that is give every single small business owner watching, including millions more around the world, the full $10,000 of EIDL cash advance and a loan up to $2 million, not 150 grand, if they qualify. Now's your chance, gentlemen, because if you don't, not only are we going to see massive turmoil as we go into the election on November the 3rd, we are going to lose the backbone, the grit, the guts, the resolve of this country known as the American small business owner. Please, I ask of you, do the right thing. May God bless you and the United States of America.